Kelly here. So excited to be here and to help you on your journey. And, I just wanted to share that, I discovered I was a twin flame back in 2017. I met my twin at an interview, and then it just kind of moved forward from there. It took several months for me to realize that I was a twin flame. I wasn't looking for anyone at the time. I was just very focused on my professional life, and I remember, I don't know, the whole twin flame thing popped up in my head, and I was like, hadn't heard the term since I was like 14, right? So I start Googling twin flames, and I realize, oh my gosh, I think this is what I'm experiencing. And so, I was doing a lot of the work. I was following several healers and readers on YouTube, to get clarity and to find my way through this path. And I remember learning the mirror exercise through Jeff and Shalia, through Twin Flames Universe. And, it was really powerful, and I was able to use it. But it wasn't until, it was probably a year later. It was probably a year later after I ended up leaving the gym and was separated from my twin. And, it was like a year and a few months after that I was called to do a consultation with one of their coaches, and ultimately got into the Twin Flame Ascension School and started learning and growing. And I will share that was a pivotal moment in my education, and realizing and learning that it actually took more. It's a really simple process, but for me personally, and a lot of other people that I know in the community, it actually takes a lot more to dive in and going into those layers. And a lot of times, what we're doing is we're learning to open our hearts. So, if you have a twin flame that you might be in separation with, or maybe there's limited communication, right? The chances are that, on some level, you've repelled your twin. And that's because, we spend forever, right, learning to protect our heart, right? And now we meet our twin flame, and we're like trying to open our heart, right? But it's a process, just like the layers of ascension and growth. It's a process, right? It's not something you just like click and one day everything opens, although that can happen when you do the work. So, so for instance, you and your twin flame share the same consciousness, which essentially means you share, it's like you share the same brain, you share this same thoughts. And while you and your counterpart are, you share the same consciousness, but you share different strengths, because you complement each other, right? And so your strengths are probably different than your twins, but they're a perfect complement. So that's really what that is. And so, so I just wanted to encourage you guys to seek out a coach and find your coach. Doesn't have to be me, doesn't have to be Twin Flames Universe, although I will say our community is incredibly loving. We teach oneness, we teach how to align with yourself and your highest with the divine, so that regardless of any outcome that you have with your twin, you're still working in mission and getting into the highest and best alignment with you and spirit, which is really what this journey is about in the first place. But the beautiful thing about that is that when you heal the disconnection between you and spirit, and you learn to literally communicate with the divine, and when you ask questions, the divine will give them to you. When the signs and synchronicities that you experience in everyday life will literally, it's transmission, it's communication with spirit, from spirit to the physical world. And that's really what Twin Flames Universe has done for me, is it's helped me to align with my highest and best. And even though I've always been doing that, it's helped me to get more clear. And as I continue on my journey, I get clearer and clearer and clearer. And my gifts begin to activate more and more and more. So if this is what you're looking for, this has been my journey. This has been my way, and I encourage it 100%. All right, so let's get into what we need to know today for the messages. Yes. All right, so this is a collective message. What do you need to know today for your union with yourself, with God, with your twin? It's all one, right? Because you are all one, right? That love that you have for your twin, right? That is God, right? That is, if it's your true twin flame, when you do the work, they will absolutely turn around. Eventually, they'll be banging down your door and say, hey, how's it going? Yeah, I've been doing this whole thing. What are you up to? Yeah, they will absolutely come forward. Okay, I pulled 2 cards. Let's get a couple more. One more card. Let's see what Spirit has in store for us today. And I'm going to be sharing, this is the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms guidebook by Colette Baron Reed. Love, love, love this deck. It's so great. So, oh, there we go. Okay, beautiful. Okay, great. So, yeah, Wisdom of the Hidden, yeah, still getting my Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. Beautiful. Okay, love this deck. Okay, so, okay. Whoa, okay, so we have the Fire Prince. This one is upside down. So we have optimism and aggression as a challenger. Okay, I haven't seen this one. So this is a brand new deck for me. So I will be reading from this deck as I learn. We'll learn together, and I'll share what relates. Okay, so the Fire Prince as a challenger. So optimism, aggression is what this says. Okay, there are a couple messages delivered by the Fire Prince. So take heed, as one or both could pertain to you now. Be mindful of starting a fire you can't put out. Aggressive action results in loss. So slow down and don't be so eager to reach your goal. Stay clear of someone else's unbridled ambition and aggression as well. If you think you could get burned, you most certainly will, unless you remove yourself from the action. When the Fire Prince arrives as a challenger, he could also be warning you to be careful of burnout. This might pertain to workaholism or obsessively focusing on something you want, excluding all else. You may be afraid to let go, but you must. If you keep going the way you are, truly, you won't have any energy left, nor will you see your way through your path. It's easy to get lost in the dark where there is no flame to light the way. Okay, so this talks a lot about, just obsession and where our focus is. So, for instance, if you happen to be really focusing on your twin flame, wondering what they're doing, where they are, your twin flame is your divine mirror. Okay, so they're going to mirror to you what your fears are around them, right? And around the relationship. So a big part of this journey is learning to let our twins go. It's learning to let them lead their lives, and you get to do the same, right? And it doesn't seem compassionate. It doesn't seem necessarily, I know it's hard to let go, right? But we're not asking you to let go of your desire, right? Your desire is always going to be there, right? For that true twin flame, right? Your desire will always be there, and that's totally okay. But if you allow it to let you stop moving forward in your life, then that's a real sign that you need to refocus your energy on yourself. Because the truth is when you love yourself, you are teaching, right? And by loving yourself is doing the things that you need to do to create your best, highest, most beautiful, perfect life, right? Knowing that you can have the love, the wealth, the career, and have just a soul-aligned life, right? You can have it all, right? Where they don't teach you this as a kid, that you can have it all. And they think that just, having the marriage and the cars and all the money, right? That's not it. It's about, we're moving into a time where it's about soul alignment. And what were you born to do, right? Go do that, right? Not be the accountant that your parents thought you should be, right? I mean, unless that's your mission too, right? And, and so this is about learning to take those steps for your highest and best soul aligned life, okay? And so, looking at the places where you're overworking and obsessing. I follow Kyle Cease. I love him, and he says he works in his business. He meditates a lot throughout the day, and he says that whenever something's not thriving in his business, he looks at, well, where am I overworking? Where am I overextending myself? As opposed to saying, oh, I need to do more. I need to do more. I need to do more. So where are you in your life trying to do more, right, but not getting the results? That's what this is about. This is the challenge of where are you putting all your energy that essentially is going to burn out if it's not redirected. Yeah, so it's easy to get lost in the dark where there is no flame to light the way. And this relates, I was just talking to a dear friend yesterday. So a lot of times, if you happen to be in a situation in your life where things are not feeling good and they're not aligned, it's really easy to distract ourselves from the things that from the present moment, because everything is in the present moment. And if you find yourself like scrolling through Facebook or scrolling through YouTube and watching a ton of videos, or if you find yourself like obsessively doing the dishes and or being passive aggressive with the people around you, chances are you are not here in the present moment because there's something you may not want to see. So this is saying, hey, slow down, take a deep breath. Slow down to speed up. Slow down to find the light, right? And the light, it's not out there, right? That's separation. The light is within you. Literally connects to the divine above. The divine is you. You are a spark of that light. And when you can connect to that spark of light and realize that you are the abundance that you seek, you are the beauty that you seek. You are the abundance of the world. You are your greatest resource. It's not in your bank account, right? And when you really start to own and love yourself because of your self-worth, you're going to take those steps and actions that are in your highest and best. And if you're trying to get out of a situation or you're trying to create something new in your life, it's up to you to do it. It would not be compassionate for your twin flame to sweep in and save you and help you miss out on the mission and journey of a lifetime. No way are they going to do that, right? It's up to you. It's up to you to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and take your power back, right? That's our job. Okay. All right, the Hawk Prince. Number 11. So this is spirit communication, paying attention. Okay, as the challenger, number 11. Okay. So the Hawk Prince challenges you to pay attention and listen to the warnings being sent your way. Are you pushing forward in spite of others' cautionings about the direction you're headed? Are you refusing to listen to your own inner voice? Red flags are waving in the breeze, and you're being challenged to heed their message. When the Hawk Prince descends on your challenger, it's an indication that something isn't quite right. Don't worry, though. He always arrives just in time for you to let go of your old ideas and begin again. Spirit only wants the best for you. I'm going to read that last part again. So don't worry, though. Don't worry, right? He always arrives just in time for you to let go of your old ideas and begin again. Spirit only wants the best for you. Yeah, absolutely. So Spirit is there guiding you, absolutely guiding you 100% along your journey. And this goes back to the distractions we were talking about, that a lot of times when we don't want to face things, right, right? It's very easy to get distracted in life and miss the red flags, right? But Spirit's always going to cycle these messages back around until you get the message. And first it's going to be a small knock, then it's going to be a little louder, little louder, little louder, right? Until you actually get the message, right? Till you're actually ready to say, oh, I'm ready to face this now, right? And then you start asking questions and figure out how to get out of the situation, or how to create something new in life, right? And this is also where faith comes in, because it talks about, that's why I want to do it. So don't worry, right? So anytime you catch yourself in that, I call it the monkey mind, right? Lots of people call that the monkey mind, is where you just constantly like freaking out, worried about, whether the money's going to come in, whether you're going to be supported, right? But these things are all a choice. And so when you make a decision, Spirit always honors that decision, because you are part of Spirit, right? So remember that you are divinely connected to all that is. And when you decide something, when you make a choice, it is. The only difference between a choice and making a choice that you feel like isn't aligning is because when you make a choice and you believe it to be so, it is. When you make a choice and you don't believe, that's what the universe feels. That's when the universe cycles around to help you relearn until you believe, right? You have to, this is a journey of seeing without belief. Excuse me. This is a journey of believing without seeing, right? Seeing that which is hidden, okay? And so what this is talking about here is don't worry. Don't worry though, because he always arrives just in time for you to let go of your old ideas and begin again. So you can always renew. We're in a time here with the coronavirus where a lot of us, our incomes are taken away, or if we're in a situation that's not serving us, they're heightened, right? The energy is heightened with our families, and that sort of thing. And so the things that are not working are being released so that we can start anew. And it's very easy in this time to be fearful and afraid that perhaps what we want will not be shown to us and will not be given to us. But trust me that you're always supported. And if you truly believe that you're always supported, you will be. Okay? All right. So here we go. Next one. Okay, this is the Metal King. Oh, intense, right? Discipline, armor, boundaries. 37. Okay. As the ally. Okay, so the Metal King is strong and arrives to lend you his impenetrable shield of protection. No matter who sends you criticism or jealousy, you will not be hurt. This ally also prompts you to think about setting healthy boundaries. When you do, no matter how uncomfortable the task may be, everyone will benefit. He asks you to make sure you know where you end and another begins. Others' emotions are not yours, no matter how empathetic you may be. Another of the Metal King's messages is to remind you of how important it is to have a healthy sense of self-esteem. It's a good time to shine and be proud of what you have accomplished. And so these really, they absolutely go hand in hand, right? So on one hand, we've got this protection, and on this other hand, the protection and boundaries, and the other hand, we have your self-esteem, right? And so I would say that, the higher your self-esteem, the higher your self-worth, the better your boundaries are going to be. But I love how this deck, it really talks about the boundaries first, right? So if you have any karmic relationships with your family, with maybe a partner that you've got now, right? Or friendships, people who are, pulling on your energy emotionally, physically, monetarily, any of these things that could be karmic in nature, right? It's really important that you pull back your energy and conserve your energy. That's what this was about. The Fire Prince is conserve your energy, right? So that so that you set those boundaries, right? Because anytime people are energetically pulling from us, right? Then that's you're leaking your energy, and it's going to cause burnout. Okay, and really learning to protect your energy. It's not necessarily, and just knowing that your thoughts are your own, and realizing that you don't have to worry about anybody else. Like, you don't have to worry about your twin flame. God's got them, right? God's got them. You don't have to worry, right? I'm just going to focus on my feelings. Yeah, and if you can continually focus on your feelings and working through your upsets because you share the same consciousness, right? You are going to begin to heal the things for you, but it also affects your twin. And so you know that as you begin to heal yourself, this also will help your twin make breakthroughs in their life. And then the self-esteem piece is really about learning to take back your power, helping you shine. So what do you need to do right now in this moment to shine?